that TSL has been able to get just yet. Big Marine engagement coming in right now. We have plus 2-1 Marines for Polt, plus 2-1 Marines for TSL, and it looks like TSL, with the better concave and the higher number of Marines right there, is going to be able to force the pickup. But Polt managed to save about 7 Marines at that point, but losing almost all of them. So right now we do have 34 to 37 Marines in favor of TSL. Tank count is the same. Medevac count is the same. Polt does have 1 Viking, which I have not seen used at all. Typically that's going to be used somewhere around the front lines to try to get some kind of siege tank vision and possibly deter vision from the other player. Oh, siege tank in an excellent position there by Polt. Manages to snipe one of TSL's siege tank. Manages to put him into a 2-tank lead. There's that Viking finally coming in there. Going to be able to drive back the vision for TSL. And with that, Polt is going to be able to start unsieging some of these back siege tanks and pushing up. However, coming around the bottom right side, TSL's moving out with his Bioforce. Sees that these Marines are out of position. He might actually make a mad dash into the tank line. He makes it in there. He can be able to take out all 4 of those siege tanks. However, there are 3 more on the low ground. The Marines take into the fort of Polt, cancels the planetary fortress just before the 4th dies, but that 4th is gone. At the same time, TSL has lost a substantial amount of units here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the unit counting station. We have about 7 Marine advantage for Polt at this point, but he does have over double the amount of tanks at 10 to 4. So with that, Polt's in a pretty substantial lead. Both players have 1 Viking. Just kidding. TSL's Viking goes down to other Viking fire. And Polt making use once again of that Viking air superiority. Try to get some vision. However, TSL's 2nd Viking comes in and snipes that 1st one. And for the moment, it looks like TSL's going to have air superiority and a better siege tank position. All of the siege tanks being left in the middle. It looks like it's going to be a game of cat and mouse here between 2 giant stem Marine balls, but there's no medevac support for TSL. We'll see who's able to get the better concave. Siege tank in the back sieging up. It looks like Polt just has overwhelming superiority at this point. All those Marines going to get cleaned up. The siege tank not managed to put out enough supporting fire, and yeah, those Marines are going down. Going to have to abandon his position in the middle ground at some point here. Those Marines could really just stem forward and just wreak massive damage, but not going to happen just yet. The 4th finally being secured by Polt with that planetary fortress. Fourth orbital command is going to be floating out from the main. It's actually the main, so it's only a 3rd orbital command, excuse me, for our SlayerS.Taeja. Medevac's going to be covering advancement right there, but just using one of them instead. Tanks taking pot shots at each other's Marine, but overall, Polt is in a dominant position right here. He's already got his fort. The fort is a planetary, and yeah, the siege tank number is just not good enough. Upgrade advantage does go to TSL with 3 Marines. Same amount of medevac, but double the siege tank count for Polt once again. Siege tanks are really what are telling the story here. And Polt with the high ground advantage, just in a commanding lead. We'll see if there's going to be any kind of like elevator or drop play coming out of these Marines. That's kind of what it looks like over here. But with these siege tanks in the high ground, they're able to lay siege to the natural. TSL trying to defend his natural, wants to be able to move up with those Marines, but with the superior positioning, Polt's just in a... There's no way that TSL can push into that. It has to lift up the 4th. The Marines go crashing in, and it's going to be a big fight right here. The SCVs are pulled off of the line, looking like they want to get into the fight, but they say, no, we're just SCVs. We just have fusion cutters. Those aren't really good for fighting. So they do back off, trying to save those SCVs, maybe move down over here to this position. Yep, indeed. That's where he's going to be moving. One lone Viking actually in the middle here. Oh man, I'm losing my voice a little bit. How about that? 1 Viking right here, right above Polt's army. And I'm surprised that Polt has not started building Vikings of his own to try to get this air superiority back. But right now the Marine tank wars continue. The line being almost completely divided between these 2 armies on this map. And Polt actually unsieging a little bit and moving up. Going to be able to take out the siege tank, and I believe that might have been the last siege tank. 2 full drops coming over here for SlayerS.Taeja, but that's not going to be enough. GG is called. Once again, I've been Beef. Thank you for watching. Going to be back in a moment with game.